Good morning, church. It's good to be with you today. Today we're going to talk a little bit about Bible contradictions and also the concept of bearing fruit and using our lives and the spaces God has given us for the right and the intended purposes. We'll start with that. Jesus is upset when he goes into Jerusalem after the triumphal entry because the temple is being misused and it has the wrong purpose applied to it. They were improperly selling and trading goods in the court of the Gentiles, effectively cutting off the worship opportunity for people like you and me, and also in the same time frauding the Jewish people with a false sense of that their goods weren't good enough. They needed to be traded up to temple standards. And so you and I definitely should take this as a reminder to give God the right spaces in our life and in our heart. If we don't, and if he's serious about having us as his servants, he will come along and clear them out. And just like the clearing of the temple, it will not be a pleasant event because our God is a jealous God. We are told he's Elkanah, the jealous one. And so we want to give him our lives appropriately, which leads us into the concept of bearing fruit. We get to this event with the fig tree, and if we consider this with this parallel over in Mark, we get a little situation that's hard to reconcile, and I'm going to put up a link to a little article in the video description that you can check out an argument for this. But in Matthew, it says it withered at once, and in Mark, it says it withered overnight. It's one of the more difficult contradictions, actually, for us to try to reconcile. And so I'll have that article there for you to reference, and you can share your thoughts with me. But ultimately, it's really not a matter of consequence at what time, because it's the teaching behind it that we really want to look at, and that it was not bearing fruit when Jesus came to expect it to be. And we also hear stories of the vineyard owners who didn't give the fruit at the right time, but rather assaulted the ones who came to receive it for the king or the vineyard owner. The idea here is that we need to be producing good fruit for the kingdom. We need to be in the habit of having evidence in our lives that we are working for the good of God and his processes in our communities, in our sphere of influence. Wherever he sends us, we are working and doing good. And so I just want to make those encouragements for you today, church. Number one, make sure your heart has the spaces cleared out for God and that his work is being done. And two, make sure that we are indeed bearing fruit through the power of his Holy Spirit, as that is the evidence of our salvation. Have a happy Saturday, rest well today, and I look forward to talking to you soon.